طبعا نور. تمام. هي اقتحموا.
What's happening?
القوات الخاصة اقتحمت الأقصى. محمد نوصل. اقتحمت قوات خاصة حوالي 150 جندي قبل شوي.
Why would they do that?
في إصابات يعني.
Well, hopefully to be quiet, not more attack.
Was there any attack that
اقتحمت
occurred?
No, there is fine. There's Muslims people praying in the mosque from last night. You know, they take them with the
وشرعت
It's not like when
باعتداء على
today,
خلص
it's
أنا
like
بحكي
before a
مش
week
رح
ago and that couple of days. Hopefully to be quiet now. You know, if they all continue like this, it will be bad situation. I mean,
That sounds like eating.
don't talking about this country. Talking about the whole world, the whole Islamic world. It will be here. It will be big problem. Hopefully to be quiet right now.
Yeah. Well, you said people stayed in the mosque all night.
All the night, yeah,
And they
always.
were getting them out? Or?
They try to get them out.
Okay. Is that not something they normally would do?
No, of course not. No.
Yeah, so they were just trying to get them out of there.
Exactly.
And why are they filming this from up here?
But they take it. This is television. This is Al Jazeera television. They're telling everything what's happening.
Yeah. Why were they set up before anything started to happen?
Because nothing happened yet. It's just starting now. They started to.
But their cameras were set up before that.
I know. They know what's happening here.
Yeah.
Because they already talk about it. But they know what's happening. Someone here is like, what if the you can go back there. You aren't good. God is good.
Hello friends, we're obviously amazed by what's happened on this particular morning, because we were at a local cafe and a particular person mentioned the word banking, and of course I was attracted by the story that went with that word, and I started talking to this woman called Susie. And she said, look, if you guys really want to come along for the ride, we are going to go up to the Dome of the Rock shortly, so you're welcome to come with us. So we took a step in faith, and we followed this woman with tremendous faith, and it seemed as if the guards could not see us. Of course we had to show our passports and so on, but it seemed like God was just opening the door for us to come in and record what you see here. Quite incredible. Yes, we did have the odd moment where things were said, but the Israeli guards, I have to say, came to our rescue, or was it an angel, because they allowed us to move on. Never been in a situation like this before, probably will never be in a situation like this again, but this is where the Lord led us. What a divine connection. As I said, I'm recording this after the event because we couldn't really do it. There was too many other ears about So we just shot what you see now.
I think this is called the...
Apparently quite a few groups do actually go up on to the dome and walk around like this. From time to time we just seem to be in a place where there was nobody about. We do in a second go towards this particular statue, which mentions about spirits. Quite interesting. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a closer picture of that particular thing, but doesn't matter. So God owns it all. God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, he owns all this. He knows exactly what it's all about. Amazing, really. Right in front of us, in a second, we come back to the shot of all the, I suppose the canopy. I think they use as canopy when it gets too hot. They put a covering over so people can get away from the heat, which makes sense. But we do make our way over to the back view of the East Gate in a second, where my friend Susie explains a bit. These guys, I think, are from Taiwan.
Is it?
We briefly just shook hands.
Are you a believer?
But of course, it's just amazing that we can do this.
This question. We thought we was behind the news.
We were not able to show you how we got in, of course, but let's just say it was close to the wall, and we just walked through.
I didn't know that you guys were going to make it up here.
Just coming back here to this viewpoint, the other side of the wall, it's alleged that Wilhelm, the Kaiser, Germany, because he was aware of the situation here, he wanted to put some German troops on a particular day. I think it started off as 22 to actually be in front of the gate, so just in case, because he wanted the glory to actually knock the wall down and the general to go through the gate. Those 22 First World War German troops died, alongside a lot more who he regrouped the following night, and in the end they walked away. So amongst the Muslim graves down there, there are 22 German troops, First World War troops, buried alongside the Muslims.
Don't mess with guys. Yeah.
Amazing.
You see the bride?
You take my picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah. It's amazing. So this is the East Gate. We'll start again from here, really.
To my best recollection, this is the East Gate, and we can check it by looking on the map across from the mosque. You can see the mosque.
Yep.
Okay, so that up there is the Mount of Olives,
Sure.
and then where Jesus is going to descend and come down the Kidron Valley, which is on the other side, and come up to this eastern gate, and the gate will fling open, and all those that are buried there are many people buried on the other side
Sure.
of the gate. They think to protect from Jesus coming,
Yeah.
but they're going to rise from the dead and be surprised.
Sure.
And Jesus is going to come through here, and what people don't realize is if you look and you go according to historic records, straight west from the eastern gate.
So let me just turn around a second. Yeah.
Of the Dome of the Rock, which is over here,
Yeah.
and you see these two turrets to the right, or I call them turrets, or
Oh, I see. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
those are approximately, something is holy over there. And when I was here in 2000, there was a huge dig Right over there
Well,
where all
you know
that
what
cement is.
What it says is this is the dome of the spirits on it.
Because one
Yeah.
day all nations will
See the
come here.
eastern gate?
So
Yes, right here.
No, I've never seen it this side. On this side.
And so I was just telling him that straight away from the eastern gate, according to all records, would be over here. It's not
Yeah.
even over at the Dome
I
of the Rock.
agree. I agree.
And so when I was here in 2000, there was a huge dig there, and nobody was looking. And I went down to the bottom of it, and it's now that's all that. See all that where all that cement was?
Uh-huh.
Something like you said, same thing. Those turrets there was holy something over there, and all that cement there, it's straight down. See, because we're 3 or 4 levels above, or more, maybe more.
amazing.
I was just telling her when I came here in 97, 98, we were allowed to come up here, and I was talking about in that corner. And I feel
I don't
like
really think
this was where
it's all a bit confusing now.
It's that corner.
and the Arab that was
Is this in the right place?
God, you thought I started a war.
Like a special place.
So
yeah.
anyway, years full
Everything
fast
is
forward, the guy who dug.
So this was the outer courts, inner courts, and the holy.
According to the lining of historically, and see, what I'm thinking is I've been in there. It is a huge rock.
Yeah.
Huge. There's a huge big slab in the middle, and they think it's where Ishmael was sacrificed, and I think it may be where Isaac was sacrificed because that would have been outside the temple. See, the temple was built.
But the temple wasn't built.
No, but the land is still the land where he came up, and this was if it was the same mountain of the Lord where Isaac was sacrificed. The very first time God said that was the worship was when he
Yes.
came, and so he consecrated the land right there. He consecrated it.
Yes.
Well, but the Temple Mount wouldn't have been where the sacrifice was.
No.
So they can have the sacrifice
Yeah.
because we don't do that anymore.
I think it's Ezekiel 43 where it talks about they build their place of desolation next to the holy place, wall to wall.
Yes.
Remember
Yes.
that in 43?
Yes.
And so that's
Does it
why
record
again,
you?
I believe that this is
It's
where
going to be
the-
right next to it.
Yes, yeah.
And they're going to build it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, yesterday, my favorite place was always Gethsemane.
Hello.
But
How
now
are
my
you?
favorite place is
Good.
is the
Where you come from?
is the
Colorado. Colorado? Yes.
Yes, as you can see, we had to sort of close that down, but I want to assure you, and what I've written here, we had to meet some friends from Wales at the Garden Tomb the following morning, and amazingly a woman came out, and I felt that I had to give her a little blue card which is shown front part of our website, and that woman took it to the group leader, and this woman said, I've got some information that I'd love to share with you, and the rest is literally about to be shared. So this is all about the East Gate. Incredible stuff, and this is how the Holy Spirit really works and was working on other connections that we had 2 or 3 days later.
I'll kind of introduce you. We're at the Garden Tomb, obviously in Jerusalem, and we've been hanging around here because we're hoping to, I suppose, receive what the Holy Spirit wants us to record. And we've come across a lady from America. She's got beautiful red hair, and she's been on various TV programs to share this information that she's going to now briefly share in the next 3 or 4 minutes. So I hand it over to yourself, and
All right.
So I thank
Tell
you.
the story of Dr. James Fleming. Dr. James Fleming was a student here at the Hebrew University. And one morning he decided he would like to take a picture of the sun coming up over the Mount of Olives. And so he was walking along the Eastern Gate. And you know that gate is the closed gate, the big gate. Suleiman the Magnificent built these walls around the city in the 16th century. And so anyway, this big ornate gate is closed like Ezekiel said it would be closed, all right? So he was standing in front of this gate getting ready to snap a picture when the ground opened up underneath him and he fell into a huge crypt. Darkness, just bones and crypts down there. And no one knew he was there. And so after some time, he struggled. He got himself out. He went to report what he saw down there. And he brought Herschel Shanks, who is the editor of Bar Magazine, Biblical Archaeological Review. And they brought a photographer. They went down into this same hole and took a picture and got out, and the Muslims found out about it, closed it up, wouldn't allow anyone back again. They have tombs there now, so, you know, instead of... But anyhow, we have the picture, and it was published in Bar Magazine. I have it in my collection at my home. The only thing is, and this is right under the Eastern Gate, and this is what is so important about this. It's the old gate is under the gate on top. So it was built so we know where the Eastern Gate is because of this picture. The only thing they didn't understand was they didn't get to inspect it that closely, whether it comes from First Temple or Second Temple. So Herod's, Herod's or Solomon's. And so that is the story of that gate. But the thing is, if that is true, you want more? It would line up not with...
I know what you're going to go on and go there.
Because this was Professor Kaufman's theory. That the Eastern Gate lines up with a cupola, a little cupola that is north of the Dome of the Rock.
We were actually led onto that platform.
It's a cupola of the spirits. It's still called the cupola of the spirits or of the tablets. And still today, that's what they call it. It lines up with the Eastern Gate. And so I believe that's where the Holy of Holies was instead of the mosque. And that's because of this, you know, and it just happened to come into my hands, you know, that information.
That's great.
What's your first name? Just will be a nickname.
My name's Diane.
Diane, thank you, Diane. I seriously, 2 days ago, we were just like walking down the street, bumped into another American. Susie works in the bank over there somewhere in the US, and she said, do you want some information? She said, actually, we're going to be walking down to where all the Wailing Wall. And we went over the top of the houses and found ourselves actually going on top and in,
and you got up
and filmed what you've just said. I could show you off my little smartphone.
Yes, it does. It does. You know, and so I don't think they really want us to broadcast this too much, you know, because but they would. So have you been to the Temple Mount Institute, people? Have you been?
A few years ago.
Yes. There's much more there now. So I suggest you revisit it.
Oh well.
Another question. Is this section where Ron Wyatt found the crucifixion site is inside there, or is it around the corner?
We really don't know.
They've covered it up a lot now.
Dr. Blizzard, Dr. Roy Blizzard, who I've had an opportunity to study under, he is an archaeologist. He's in fact, he was at the dig where they discovered the place of trumpeting. At the wall there. He almost lost his finger there. Got crushed. But anyway, he's a scientist, an archaeologist, and a Hebrew professor. And what did you ask me?
I was just saying.
I went too far with it.
Cool. That's great what you had to say.
He says that the tomb here, everything is perfect, but the tomb is older.
Right. Okay.
That's his theory. So we just know he's risen.
Well, I don't know if you know this one. A dear friend of ours, a chap called the Reverend Peter Scuthan. Check that out in Google. He shared information which we believe to be true, that the Germany, Wilhelm Kaiser. Same
there
word.
you go.
Yeah,
yes, yeah, right.
Was trying to make a name for himself, and he put 22 soldiers, First World War, in front of the Eastern Gate and tried to blow it up. And these guys were guarding it overnight, and they died.
I have not heard that.
And then they sent a load more German troops to fortify what was already there. They ended up dying mysteriously. And then the Kaiser walked away, turned his back on it and walked away.
Well, see,
thinking that he was the one that was going to come through that gate.
Yeah, he's not risen.
Wherever he is
and
now.
The Arabs, why they have their tombs there, so because the Jew won't go through there. And,
No, that's true.
Bless you so much for sharing
you're
that.
my kin.
Yeah, you're my king, definitely.
And if you want to get contact us through the website we have.
Do you have a card?
Well,
or
we
anything?
do,
She's
yeah.
got it, sure.
We're running short of cards
So
now.
that's fine.
So what's
Matthew share?
What's this WKC?
Well, it's K stands for Kingdom, C stands for Creative.
Is this yours?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
That's no
One
problem.
dear, give one, get those
To the ladies.
and you can give them. Give one to her and anybody else. We've got plenty.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There you are.
I thank God for the prompting to touch you, to ask to give you the card.
I see.
Because I think coming up, you don't want to know or to see all that stuff there. So it's down
Well,
low.
it's just like Moses' body. If the Lord wants us to know, we'll find it.
Yeah.
Until then, shalom.
Right,
peace.
cheers, Dan.
Shalom.
Bless you. Thank you.
See you again.
Okay, are we ready?
Right, thank you. Yeah, that was calm. No information there.
5 seconds.
I know. Very good. And she talked very quickly.
Thank you.
Let's go. Bye. Welcome. You've come through to really another special time, because a few days ago we did the Red Moons, and we're still in Jerusalem. And I have to tell you that we've just had divine connections every day. You'll see some of these divine connections, but today in particular, I'm going to have a chat to a friend who we bumped into and his wife at James Stoll, and he's going to be sharing some testimony, which I really do think that you ought to take on board. Check out the website. Amazing, absolutely amazing how this has all come about. I'm just going to give you, because very few people will have the opportunity of ever seeing this view, but we're in the YMCA, right at the top of the tower, and it's high, because I could take you downstairs for a second and you can see what I mean. We're right at the top. Now I'm gently going to show you a landscape view, bright view of Jordan. Over there I'm going to focus in, and you might even see